It has been a while, but Medieval Cop Season 2, Episode 9. Ah, geez, that's loud. Pardon me, this is the funeral of Mr. Robert Orthus. Yes, this is Bobby's funeral. His death was a shock to us all in the office. How did you know him, good sir? I was his swimming instructor. Huh? Swimming instructor? Wait, didn't Bobby die by drowning in the river after he slipped and fell from a bridge? Yeah, I'm considering a serious change in my career now. God works in mysterious ways. He can bring forth life from nothing but dirt. Or, he could also decide to send you back to that same dirt of the earth. Brother Bobby, thank you for coming to Robert Orthus's funeral, who is also affectionately known as Bobby. I would also like to take this chance to point out that we are having a 50% discount for couples funerals. You can get even more discounts if you choose to lay together in the same coffin, and... Sorry. Now, as per our client's wishes, this is an open casket ceremony. Miss Dahlia Orthus, sister of the deceased, if you would be so kind. Yes, a moment, please. Jojo, we need to... Joan, please, we need you. Bobby needs his wife, you, to... I know. It's just hard to believe. He's really gone. Hold Joan's hands. I know, Jojo. I know. Come here. I'll be with you every step of the way. Now, the closest relative of the deceased. Please open the casket so as the deceased's wishes can be fulfilled. Bobby, my dear Bobby. Bobby, you idiot. Why'd you have to go and leave us behind? Look how devastated your wife is. Ah! Crying. Bobby was a good man, a gentle brother, and a loving husband. His passing has... Oh? My apologies for beginning early. I thought all guests had already arrived. Eh? What the hell are you doing here? Joan, my child, Get out of here, Dad! We even invited you to the funeral. I did. I invited Mr. Harold Gibson. Damn it, Dahlia! You know how much I hate him. Jojo, I know I didn't approve of your marriage to Robert, but... But what? Now that he's dead, you think I would come crawling back to you? Screw that. Sis, please, it's not like that. Ryan, at least you should have the sense to not bring him here. What were you thinking? Jojo, can't we let bygones be bygones? We're just here to support you. Too late. 5 years too late. You have no right to be here. Jojo, I apologize for interrupting, but we are losing precious time. Not as long as he's here. Of course. Mr. Gibson, I am sorry. Could you wait in another room? I'll talk to Jojo and meet you after this. Dad, let's go. I'll also talk to Jojo later. Let's find a place for you to wait. Very well. Apologies for the interruption. We shall now continue. Jojo, I am sorry. I just thought... I know. Let's just get through this first. Yes. I shall now read a few pages from the good book. Blah, blah, blah. Damn it! Even in death, that bastard continues to destroy this family. Dad, please. Not now. Not here. Then what? I thought that bastard would reveal his true colors and abandon her when I threw Jojo out of my estate and will. Maybe. He truly loved her and not your wealth. I mean, they have been been not in contact with us for over 5 years. You innocent fool. He was playing the waiting game. He knew I would break one day and bring her back. I don't know if it's luck or divine retribution, but that Robert dying is good news for us. We'll have your sister back in no time. I don't agree with the first part of your sentence, but I also want to bring her back. However, you'll need to stop bad-mouthing Robert for that to happen. He's gone. Please leave those feelings behind. You're right. I will try to control myself. Where are we anyway? I think this is the room where they keep the deceased's personal items for display. It's supposed to give you an idea about the kind of person the deceased was. It is seemingly popular nowadays. I don't need to go through his stuff to know what kind of monster that man was. Dad, you okay? Seems like your throat is dry. I guess so. I'll get you a glass of water. Sit tight. While you're doing that, could you check up on your sister from afar? Of course. I'll be back. What's this? His diary? Wait, wasn't he illiterate? Oh, wait. It's Jojo's handwriting. God is all-knowing, but he is also very secretive about the things he knows. In short, I still can't find my underwear. Ryan. Now, I ask the widow, Joan Orthus, to come to the podium and say a few words. Thank you all for coming to my husband's, Bobby's funeral. Jojo. Bobby's death was probably as much of a shock to you as much as it was for me, since he kept his friends very close and... Eh? What the... Why is it dark all of a sudden? That's weird. The skies were clear moments ago. And we're indoors. Must be a huge cloud floating above us. Should go away in a couple of... Panicked screaming. Jojo, are you okay? Yes, that startled me. My roof. The one thing that isn't covered by my insurance. Ugh, that was too close. A couple of feet and I would have been... Bobby! Bobby? Where's Bobby's body? No way. Did that lightning evaporate him? Oh no, that means I have to return the deposit for the cemetery arrangements. What in God's name was that? Lightning strike? But there were no clouds when I came in. Ugh, I'm too old for such sudden shocks. I need a minute to calm. Robert? No, it can't be. Harold, you forsake us. Forsaked your daughter. What nonsense are you speaking? I never abandoned anyone. She left us. For you. I am here to take you to hell with me, where you belong. You? Take me to hell? We'll see about that. Return back to the dead, you monster! Wait. Huh? Was that a scream? Did someone else get struck by lightning? I think that came from the display room. Dad! Dad? What happened? Why is Bobby... I killed him. What? I killed your already dead zombie husband! I'm not home right now, I need you here and I don't know if that's even legally problematic. He died of natural causes. I think at best that's desecration of the corpse. Oh right, actually I have to press a button. Back from the dead. Actually, you know what? That's probably the thumbnail. One moment. Crop. And done. So, let me get this story straight. This person, Robert Orthus, was already dead. Yes. And you all were attending his funeral. Well, Joan, his wife and I, arranged the funeral, and everyone else was a guest. And if I'm reading this right, the sky suddenly went dark and lightning punched through the roof on the body. Yes, not to mention, the body immediately disappeared after that and appeared in front of my father. Right. The dead body, now an undead, attacked your dad, threatening to take him to hell. That's what he said to us. But there's no way that's true. My brother was not like that. Yeah, it's not possible, scientifically, for someone to come back from the dead. So, stop lying. Right, Tira? Tira? Okay, so hear me out. What the? You believe in this stuff? I expected more from you, at least. Well, I did experience some crazy stuff a few months ago, so the least I can do is give it the benefit of the doubt. Tira, I will admit, you getting a boyfriend is nothing short of a miracle. What? But that doesn't mean you can stop believing in ghosts and stuff. Coincidences only happen once. Hold on, I wasn't talking about my boyfriend. No matter how many times I say it, I still can't help blushing whenever I remember him. You're blushing next to a corpse. How can you even think of love in this scenario? What? Love? Did he say anything to you about love? Confess, damn it! Hey, let me go. No, I was making an assumption. I met him only once, remember? Then don't say such misleading things. You've not even spoken that word yet. Get lost. Hey, whoa! Yeah, I swear this woman has gotten more violent instead of coming down after getting a boyfriend. Couples discount, you say? Why, yes. We can bury you and your significant other in the same grave for the price of one. Dad is not in a hurry to be in the grave. Maybe I can take a postman to the grave with me? That also means I have to sleep next to a postman for all eternity. That's a tough choice. Why the hell are you wasting time here? Holly, help me out. Should I take a postman with me or lie in a grave alone for all eternity? I don't care as long as worms eat your brains out like you two are eating mine. What are you two? My kids? Kids? Right. I need to step up my game if I want to see Lyra and Mira again. How are you so sure that you will have two girls when you haven't even closed the deal yet? Inside information. What? Don't worry, Tira. I've already made arrangements upstairs to have those two souls set aside for you. Upstairs? Souls? Just take your time. Whenever you're ready, let me know. I'll have them immediately transferred to you. Thanks. I appreciate the extra effort. I swear something is up with you two, and for some reason I am the only one being left out. Officer? Oh. Yes, Mr. Gibson? I'm ready now. Please take me to jail. Dad? I'm still not sure if he was undead or just acting dead, but it's still true that I stabbed him to death. Hey, what do you mean by that? He was acting dead? He was dead! How dare! How low are you willing to fall? Stop lying already! I am not lying, I swear. He was moving and talking, and he threatened to take me to hell. Do you even realize how insane you sound right now? Just admit you wanted to desecrate his corpse. How'd you even manage to move its body? That's enough. Dad's not a monster. I know you two are angry, but please, take a moment to think about what you're saying. That's... Alright, that's enough. Clearly, we don't have all the details yet, so let's not be hasty. What we see, hear, or even feel can sometimes turn out to be something different from reality. Good one. Mind if I use that phrase in my next funeral event? Tira, take the ladies somewhere calm and take their statements. I'll be along shortly. Sure, but can it really be an undead? You're the expert in the supernatural, after all. Too early to tell. Also, stop talking about this stuff openly. Not everyone can handle it. Then I will relocate these two someplace else. We don't want another fight breaking out. I'll also take their statements. Okay, I'll look into this room in the meantime. Priest, you're with me until then. Sure. Alright, let's get to work. Can't say this is the weirdest case I've worked on, but it definitely is in the top 100. What? We don't have a coroner for our case? Yeah, there's a shortage due to the other cases, and our go-to guy, Dr. Sai, is now a kid who is also the devil, as you say. You're taking this information more maturely than I predicted. It is what it is. Meanwhile, can't you take a look at that body yourself? Fine. I mean, wouldn't we have already had his death report in hand since he drowned? Of course, here you go. It's included in this police report. So this is Mr. Undead. You should check out the police report first before examining him. Robert Orthus drowned to death when lungs filled his water in the river. No sign of foul play was discovered then. According to the police report, Robert's drowned to death. So anything other than that should stick out. Good to know you can still read with alcohol genociding your brain cells. So he was stabbed to death, again, by the old man with the sword, right? Yeah, Polly's examining the sword in another room as we speak. I'll speak with him later then. I'm seeing 2 stab wounds in the left abdomen. What about your side? No wounds here to speak of, but I think 2 stabs were more than enough to kill him. I mean, look at this blood. Wait, something's off. This is a funeral, right? I believe they do something to the body before putting it on display. Embalming is the process of removing blood and filling it with some fluid to delay decomposition. Oh, you're right. And why is there blood in the first place? Did the embalmer forget to remove it? No, if this person really died in the river a few days ago, then his blood would have been sludge. Not this regular oozing type. You can't see anything through the holes. You can't tell if his body has blood. This is why we need a proper coroner. I believe most of our questions can be answered by the owner here. I must speak with him. Weren't you going to talk to that priest? Wait, the priest is the owner? I should hold the relevant evidence in hand before speaking with him. His body was stabbed twice. He was also embalmed, so there shouldn't have been that much blood when he was stabbed. Officer, how long before everything is cleared? I still have to make arrangements for a birthday party tomorrow. You hold birthdays too? Sure, we do birthdays, funerals, sweet 16 parties, fight clubs. Forget about that last one. I will if you tell me who embalmed the body of Robert Orthos. Who else? Me, of course. I'm the owner, priest, embalmer, gravedigger, referee for the fight club. Oops. Are you sure you embalmed him properly? Evidently, he's still leaking blood. It happens sometimes. A pocket of air traps the blood, and the stabbing must have released it. Or maybe, just maybe, the victim, Robert Orthos, was alive. Maybe he wasn't really dead. Was he really dead, or were you working with him to show the world that he died? What? Why on earth would I do that? I'm just a simple above-the-books guy. You just admitted about a fight club. Maybe Roberts was in debt and wanted to fake his death to escape. I'm gonna stop you right there. I can assure you that Robert was dead at the funeral. Really? Do you have any proof? Like his death certificate or some government document? Better, I have this. Wait, is that... Yes, this is Robert Orthos' brain in a jar. Why do you even... Were you carrying it with you this whole time? Why'd you even remove his brain? His wife and sister asked to. Apparently it's their family custom. Wait, so that means the body shouldn't have a... The body doesn't have one. You can see the stitches on his head from here because of the manhandling. I see. What are the chances of a body moving and threatening a person without a brain? Evidently, it's higher than I thought, seeing as you were moving around without a brain. Touché. That means that Robert was really dead and could not move around. So what the hell is going on? Whatever might have happened, I can assure you Robert Orthos was dead during the funeral. So it would seem. I need to speak with Tira about this. That was gross. But yeah, I peeked through the stitches and there really is no brain inside. So maybe that old man is lying. But why? Or maybe he really wasn't undead. I mean, they do exist, right? They do, but stabbing the undead would not kill it. They need to be cleansed with holy water or burned down to kill them. Aw, that's too bad. That still doesn't explain the sky darkening and that lightning strike. I can understand why you think everything can be a supernatural phenomenon, but mostly there's a logical explanation for it. You don't know what it is yet, too, right? But I intend to find it out. I'm pretty sure I can find clues about it around here. Now that I have a basic idea about what I'm looking for, I should check out the rest of the place. Alright, come find me if you need something. Oh wait, I have to actually select the lightning first. There we go. The lighting in this room is terrible. Some spots on the brain is darker than normal. 10 clues? Sheesh. I can't get this itch off my mind that I've seen that kid before in my life. I know that face. Throw something in the fire first. This day has been nothing but a convoluted mess. By the way, if that old man is hurt anywhere, I have fully stocked medical supplies in the embalming room. Anything to avoid a lawsuit, right? Okay, so talking to people also gives clues. I'll wait till the finale for your great reveal of your strange connections. The new bungee jumping trend is dangerous and reckless. Please do not attempt it under any circumstances. Okay, there's a paper over there. There's a complaint complaint letter in here about rats hiding in the ceiling. Warning, try to avoid strong light after being in the dark as you can go temporarily blind. Medical supplies cabinet. Not fully stocked though. I don't know what's going on between you two, but it better not involve breaking any laws. It might involve breaking some laws of nature, but that's above your pay grade. Dark clouds have been appearing lately, but there is no indication of any rain yet. Seems I'll need to speak with her first before checking out this coffin. This broken window has some white powder on it. Seems the sunlight is making it smoke. Allow me to present to you the music of my life. As you may have noticed, the music was horrible and short, just like my real life. Poor Joan. What did she do to deserve this? Please let me know if I can help you with anything. Miss Joan. Tell me, Officer Dreg, what exactly is death? Is death the end of the body? Where the soul leaves for the next stage? Or is that a lie we tell ourselves to bury the thought that there is nothing beyond death and everything about us simply stops existing? I guess both is true in a way. Eh? Regardless if there is a soul or not, the person we are stops existing. Our will, personality, and memory stops existing. Even if that soul does find a new body, it will be a different person entirely as it experiences and processes differently. That sounds horrifying. That's good, because the priority function of what we call our consciousness is existing as long as possible. Our consciousness does not understand death, but it knows no one who has come back from it, which is why it stays far away from death. Then, what about the people who kill themselves? Is their consciousness flawed? That flaw is called free will. So far, only humans have it. It can counter our consciousness. Now that I think about it, I've never seen or heard about an animal or bird killing themselves. Other than birds flying into windows, or like a deer jumping into a trench. Pretty sure those are accidents. Free will is a terrifying gift. It taught us to live beyond the basic needs, but also gave us new ways to feel pain. You know, you have no idea how to soothe a grieving person? That was a haunting response to my question. Sorry, but it sounded like you wanted someone to tell you something real instead of a pity comforting answer. I guess. Bobby was like that too. He always told the truth no matter how harsh it was. Thank you. I'm feeling better now. Please ask me any questions regarding today, no matter how harsh they are. I'm ready. No problem. And thank you for cooperating. This thing is related to an evidence, but which one? Okay, so I guess that's not that. Thank you for talking to me before. I feel a little better now. Okay, I'm missing a connection. I have no idea where it is. Might be the fireplace. Whoa, that white powder sparked flashily when I put it on the embers of the fire. I'm afraid I don't know much about it since I was in the cathedral's room alongside many others. I'm still looking for a candidate to be buried next to. I'll let you know when I find one. I already showed you his brain. What other proof do you need to tell you he's dead? By the way, if that old man is hurt anywhere... Okay, and no evidence selected. Having made a decision regarding the 2-for-1 discount, I'm still looking for a candidate to be buried next to. I'll let you know when I find one. This day has been nothing but a convoluted mess. I need more evidence before I can interrogate him about this. I really wish I could turn back time. I already gave you the police report. Didn't we already establish that this guy was dead before the stabbing? I'll wait till the finale. Hey, I have an idea. Why don't you call the soul of the dead guy and ask him about what happened? It only works if the soul is present in the realm, this realm, which I can sense if it was here. Robert's soul is in the spirit realm. Please let me know if I can help you with anything. Okay, nothing from you. Poor Joan. How do I know what the hell happened? Why haven't you arrested that old man already for desecrating my brother's corpse? What's up with the brain in the jar? You going to pickle it? Gross. No. Stupid family tradition. I really hate it. Why exactly is the point of this tradition? Long time ago, in the Orthos family lived two brothers who argued about a piece of land which both claimed was theirs. It actually got so crazy that they decided that the land would belong to the one who was the smartest among them. So, how did they find out who was the smartest? Test? No, they freaking killed each other, but not before ordering their sons to take out their brains after death, and they weighed them. They freaking thought that whoever had the heavier brain was smarter than the other. Sounds like both of them were idiots. Yep, their sons were the real smart ones though. They just sold that land and shared the money. Then they used that money to buy separate lands. Then they started this tradition to remove the brain after death to remind our family of the values of unity or something. Sounds like you aren't a fan of this tradition. Why would I? It's so gross. My brother was against it before. He changed his mind a few years earlier. A few years ago? Was it because of Joan? I think so. I don't think she ever mentioned being interested in the tradition. Maybe he wanted his wife to have his brain as a memento. That's gross. No, even though we removed the brain from the body, we still put it in the grave with the body. So then, why was he in favor of the tradition suddenly? Honestly, your guess is as good as mine. I see. Thank you for the information. I'm sorry. Frankly, I wasn't in that room, so I can't tell you anything more than you know already. I'm sorry. Okay. Nothing. Was there anyone back here? There was not. That's just a headless stall. Hey, did you find something? Nope. Still looking for that second person to be buried in that grave. Why? Are you volunteering? I meant about the case, asshole. I'd rather be cremated than be buried in the same soil as you. Oh. Well, it turns out the dead body was dead before the stabbing after all. The number of stabbings on the body is 2. He was stabbed twice, and no other major wounds were found. So, he was really dead when the stabbing happened. That explains a lot, and yet, still nothing. What do you mean? Pick up this sword he was stabbed with. Sword. Covered with some thick liquid. Embalming fluid. Considering a dead body was stabbed, this is not surprising. Huh. I am seeing some blood mixed in here and there too. Yeah, that's the part I'm having trouble with. The blood is mostly inside and overcoated by the fluid. How did that happen? I think I got it. This sword stabbed 2 people. First, the guy who was actually stabbed, and then the dead guy. The culprit, to maintain the facade that the dead... He body was alive, stabbed it to make us feel like Mr. Gibson stabbed it. So, that begs the question, where's the other guy, the true victim? If he really was injured badly enough, he might have escaped to a hospital. I'll have someone check them out. That means that old man is probably lying. We'll look into it. Mr. Gibson, are you ready to talk about this yet?
Yes. Please ask whatever you need.
Can you tell me everything exactly as you remember after your son left you alone in here?
I was reading Robert's diary. Well, his diary written by my daughter since he was illiterate. When suddenly the sky darkened. I heard an explosion and felt the ground shudder.
Can you tell me everything exactly as you remember after your son left you alone in here? That was probably the lightning strike in the cathedral room.
So I've been told. After that, I was disoriented and tried to get a grip on my surroundings. Then there was a sudden flash of light behind me and he appeared.
The supposed dead, Robert Orthos.
Yes, he called my name and started speaking nonsense about how I ruined his and Jojo's life.
I am sorry. Who is Jojo?
Oh, right. Jojo is our nickname for my daughter Joan. Everyone who was close to her called her that.
Long shot. But did this person also call her Jojo? Did the dead body of Robert call her Jojo to you?
Well, no. He called her, and I quote, Harold, you forsake us. Forsaked your daughter.
Your daughter, eh? Was this about being forsaken?
Robert and Jojo married against my wishes, so I kicked her out of my house and the estate.
That was 5 years ago, right?
But it didn't feel like I was kicking her out. She mostly left of her own volition, because I wouldn't accept her marriage.
I see. What happened next?
Well, I was angry about what he said, and I took the sword that was kept on display and charged at him with it. I was so blinded by anger that I didn't even stop after he screamed at me to wait.
Wait, that undead Robert asked you to stop?
Yes, but then there was this huge and loud flash of light, and I closed my eyes and stabbed blindly.
Lightning struck again?
I believe so, but it was too late. I could feel the sword stabbing the flesh. It got stuck in him during the third stab.
I see.
That flash blinded me temporarily and left my ears ringing, so I concentrated on regaining composure. When I did, I found him sprawled on the floor, bleeding, with the sword on the floor. I picked up the sword, fearing he would stand again, but he never stood up again. Then the gravity of the situation hit me.
After that, the others came in here and saw you standing with the sword and the dead body.
Yes.
Something about this is wrong. One of these points doesn't match the evidence. Did you say you stabbed him thrice?
Yes, like I said. The sword got stuck inside him on the third stab and I let it go.
But the dead body has 2 stab wounds. This is getting real convoluted. And that's all for now. I'll let you know if I have more questions later.
Yes.
Okay, now to talk to everyone about everything because I've run out of things to click on. Actually, wait. I don't know if I've clicked on everything without any, This is a sword that the old man used to stab the dead body of Robert. I've been meaning to ask, why is there a sword in this funeral? Is he a soldier? Yes, he was. According to his records, he retired after an injury put him out of commission for months. So the sword is a retirement gift? That explains the decorative handle. Do you really cherish this thing?
Probably. You're better off asking his widow or sister about it. They might know more.
Fancy sword. Aren't these supposed to be for decoration and never be used? Okay, another review.
What do you know about your brother's sword?
That thing? It was a retirement gift. Imagine my surprise when Bobby suddenly came home one day with a sword.
Bobby?
Robert's Bobby nickname.
Wow, that is a sentence.
That's Robert's nickname. Jones is Jojo, by the way. Why? You didn't have one?
Does useless garbage of society count as a nickname?
Whatever. Anyway, when he came home, he told me how he was seriously injured and bedridden for months.
He didn't tell you about him being out of commission for months?
That idiot didn't want me to worry. He even waited till his skin had completely healed. He could barely make out those scars. He was surprisingly happier. It was then that I learned about JoJo. It's fearsome how much love can change a person.
Can you give me more details about the changes?
It was like he was a completely different person. He used to be an aggressive and bold person, which is why he registered in the army. But after meeting JoJo, he was calmer, more honest in his ways. He became a gentle giant in a way.
Do you believe love can change someone that much?
Before, maybe not. After witnessing Bobby's growth after meeting JoJo, I became a believer in love.
I see. Thank you for the information. What can you tell me about this sword?
Oh, I believe it was Bobby's retirement gift. He was given the sword after he couldn't continue working in the army as a soldier.
So I have heard. What can you tell me about his army life?
I'm not the right person to ask that, since we first met soon after his retirement. He kept the sword on the wall as a conversation starter. But I don't think he was particularly attached to it.
So he rarely spoke of the sword, even his army life?
I think being forced to retire made him a bit sour. I wanted to ask more, but he always found ways to avoid the topic.
Maybe it was something bad he lied about? Like maybe being in the army?
No, I don't think so. He received his pension on time, and I even met some of his army buddies time to time.
So why didn't he like talking about it?
Well, some of his army friends I mentioned looked surprised when they talked to him at first. I always found that odd.
Sounds like his friends found something odd in his personality. Since his friends were confused after he talked, maybe there was something different with his personality?
Oh, actually, yeah. Many people, including Delilah, told me that meeting me changed him a lot.
So falling in love made him change that much?
I guess. Many people pointed out that he was a better person now and thanked me for it.
Did you not feel the same way?
Yes, because he was already the person they say he was when I first met him. I had no idea what they were talking about.
I see. Thank you for the information. I just grabbed the first weapon I saw. I have no idea why the sword was there in the first place. The sword? It's in the display room. I believe a family member might tell you more about this rather than me. I already checked out the dead body.
Alright, now look for more clues, because there's clearly two more.
A brain in a jar. Some people desperately need one. Robert's diary, which was written by Joan because Robert was illiterate. Nothing in the plants so far. Nothing on the bookshelves. Probably something for emergencies. Coffin. The eternal bed of the dead. I wonder what kind of coffin would I be put in after I'm dead?
We selected the most comfortable coffin in our budget for Bobby. I guess it depends on how much we love that person.
If that's true, then my body would be put in a sack and would be thrown off a cliff.
Eh?
Never mind. What's so special about this coffin?
Well, it has some cushioning on the inside and a pillow, I guess. Not sure what kind of wood it is, though.
Considering what happened, shouldn't the coffin be singed? Lightning struck it, right? Shouldn't it be singed or even scorched, considering the damage it did to the roof?
Oh, you're right. Maybe the lightning was absorbed by Bobby's body and didn't reach the coffin?
But his body didn't have any burn marks either.
Who did you buy this coffin from? It came with the funeral package, so the priest might have made it, or has a deal with someone who makes it.
I guess I know who I should talk to next. What's up with that coffin? We put bodies in it and we bury it in the cemetery? Do you not know how coffins work? I'm an expert on coffins except this one. Was this one made by a magician or something? Oh, sorry. Was this one belong made by a magician or something? Eh? No. I made it with my own 2 hands. It is a normal coffin. Then explain how it is not damaged at all by the lightning strike. The inside fabric's not even singed. I don't know. They're usually not that sturdy. Sometimes I fear they'll break if lifted wrong. Alright. Then you are sure that you made this one same as the others? Fragile and cheap? Yes. Something about what I said sparked a reaction from it. What word was it? Same? Something similar to this particular coffin, perhaps? Yes. I made 2 coffins that look the same. There's another one? Why? Well, while I was making it for Robert, I received a letter along with the full payment stating that they need one exactly like this. Who sent the letter? And where is that other coffin? The sender was anonymous, and I already sent the coffin this morning to the address given in the letter. Where? Where did you send it to? I don't remember the address, but I still have the letters. It was in one of the... It is in one of my bookshelves somewhere. So that letter is found, otherwise I'll have to seriously consider your involvement in this case. I swear, the letter exists. It's in one of the bookshelves. One of these files might contain the letter for the coffin. He received a payment with the letter, right? Or lettern. So he might have kept it in the payment receipts file. I found the letter. What's up? Did you find something? Someone asked to make another coffin like the one here and had it delivered to an address mentioned here. Seriously? What does it say exactly? To the maker of the coffin, I want a coffin that looks exactly like the one you're making for Jojo's husband. You'll find the full payment in the small bag sent along with this letter. Here's the address where you will send it. Huh, that's weird. This address. I know this address. You do? What's there at the address? A child care center. The same one I used for my kids when they were small. Why would a child care center want a coffin that looks exactly the same as this one? I have no idea. I'll immediately go there to find out. I'll be back soon. Alright, I'll
I'll ask his family about it then. They might know about it too. Huh? Childcare center? I don't know. No one in our family has kids. She doesn't know, then maybe. Miss Joan, is there something you're not telling me? Pardon? For some reason, a child care center has come into this case. Do you know anything about it? Oh. I guess there's no reason to hide it anymore. Something we should know? I used to be pregnant. I lost a few months before I could. I'm sorry for your loss. I was really depressed. I was starting to feel as if I was being punished by God for going against my father's wishes. I was so deep in grief that I... You tried to commit suicide. Miscarriage depression? You tried to kill yourself? Yes. I almost succeeded too, but Bobby found me before I drowned. Can you imagine? A guy who can't swim, desperately trying to reach me in the sea while calling me. He wasn't ready to let you go. I was so scared seeing him failing and drowning. Swam till I caught him and brought him to the shore. And then I realized, seeing him drowning like that scared me this much. And how did he feel seeing you floating away? I was so stupid. I was going to throw everything away for a tragedy that was already behind me. It was then he started taking me to the daycare center where we both volunteered to work on our free time. You and Robert volunteered at the daycare center. Bobby thought it would be a good idea for me to work with children. He was mostly right. I did feel better. Quite a few months ago after I felt better. It seems like he enjoyed volunteering more than I did. So he continued working there till now. Why did you not tell about this before? Because no one knows about this. My miscarriage, my attempt, and even our working in the daycare center. I was scared of what people might think, which is why we agreed to keep it a secret. Did you invite anyone from that daycare to this funeral? No. I was planning on telling them later, as this was a secret. I see. So no one from the daycare center was supposed to know about the funeral. How did they find out? Unless... I didn't invite my family either, but Delilah invited them. I know she was looking out for me, but... What exactly happened between you and your family? From what I know, your father-in-law wasn't very fond of Robert. That's putting it gently. But you already know my side, probably. Ask my father... But you already know my side, probably. Ask my father and brother about the rest. I might just do that. Thank you for the information. Please speak with my family if you wish to know more about this. I was never personally involved in that quarrel, but it was really messy from what I have heard. Mr. Gibson, Ryan, I'd like to talk to both of you about your history with Robert.
Ugh, I knew we would have to talk about it eventually. Do we have to? My father is still on.
Considering Robert's undead version tried to kill him and got stabbed instead, yeah, we need to talk about it.
Jojo. She just introduced him as her boyfriend to us one day out of the blue. I was taken aback. That's true. Jojo never brought a guy home before, so we were evidently shocked.
You guys didn't like him from the start?
When you have generational wealth, you'll find many people claiming to be your soulmate, but reality is often different.
Sounds like you experienced a few soulmates yourself.
Not just him. I had a few bad relationships myself, so I know why father thought that way. Yes, I also knew my daughter is not stupid. So I decided to give him the benefit of the doubt and played along for a while.
So, what changed your mind?
He started to show his true colors. That bastard tried to take over the family business.
Really?
Yes. He tried to contact some of our business partners and even pressured some of our employees to give sensitive information.
How did you find out about all this?
The business partners forwarded the letters he sent to them, and the employees came forward about it to my secretary.
He's illiterate. Letters? Sounds similar to someone who experienced the same communication.
still have those letters? They might still be in the office somewhere. I'll have someone fetch it for you. It doesn't matter anyway. He didn't confess to it then, so why would he confess in death? You confronted him about it? That's what caused this family to break. Robert denied everything, and Jojo stood by his side like a shield. That bastard had hit and tied my daughter. She refused to listen to reason. She even claimed that it was a conspiracy by us, and even argued with the employees who came forward. It got so bad that a few employees even had to take an extended break for a few months. I see. What happened next? I ordered Jojo to break things off with him, for her own sake. I know it was a harsh move, but it was the only way to save my child. But she doubled down instead and married Robert. You can imagine the rest. Mr. Robert got so angry that he removed Miss Jones from his estate and will, right? That was the only way to prove that Robert married her for her money. Dad thought Robert would eventually show his true colors to Jojo since they were kicked out. We were hoping Jojo would come to her senses though. He waited 5 years with no result. That master was playing the waiting game. He knew we loved her too much to keep her away forever. These 5 years, there was barely any contact. We had no idea how they were living. You didn't know about any major events in their life? No, we didn't even know about the funeral. Seems like Joan and Robert really did hide their miscarriage and her attempted suicide from everyone. Wait a second. Did you say that Robert sent those letters? That should have been impossible considering he was illiterate. Didn't you write in the report that you were reading his diary, which was written by Joan since he couldn't write? That's... He probably had someone else write the letters? His sister, perhaps? No, she's also illiterate. Why are you asking me? Didn't it come up 5 years ago when you accused him of sending those letters? That's weird. Why didn't he say that? It was a perfect defense, right? Did he lie about being illiterate? I don't think so. He once had me read a letter he had got, and it turned out to be a love letter from Jojo. That was embarrassing. I'd looked into his past as well. There was no indication that he was educated. Even his current job was mostly manual labor. So then, why didn't he defend himself with this when he was accused of sending the letters? I'm not sure. I have no idea what to believe in anymore. Why didn't he bring it up? As if he wanted them to doubt him. But why? Ollie's returned. That's not the embalming. I don't know what's going on, blah blah blah. Okay. People searching the nearby hospitals. I already saw the body. I already checked the sword. I hope the information I found would be useful. You're back. Did you find something? I'll get to it. I think you also must have found something about the daycare, right? Yes. Robert and Joan used to volunteer there. After Joan's miscarriage, which led to depression, and she tried to take her own life and failed. Wow. Okay. I did find they worked there, but I didn't realize that it had a deep history behind it. I hope that's not all you found. I did find something. Turns out some of the employees from the father's company use that place from time to time. Did you say employees? Like, the ones who work in their office? Not some low-level workers, right? Eh? Yes, office employees. Why? Something I should know? Well... 5 minutes later... He tried to coerce and pressure them. That's weird. I met those office employees and even showed his portrait to them. They claimed they met him for the first time in the daycare. About Joan. They should have recognized their boss's daughter, right? No, the other daycare volunteers said Joan never met the parents and only stayed inside with the kids. Probably because it was part of her therapy to stay with the kids. What about the coffin? That's the infuriating part. The coffin was delivered to, guess who? Yes, to Robert. So
the staff kept it aside. Then someone came with a letter from Robert saying to give the coffin to that person. The letter again? Robert was already dead since the drowning. I checked the letter. Same handwriting. The staff couldn't ID the person. They were dressed in baggy clothes. The culprit knew the staff in the daycare did not know about Robert's death, so using his name did not ring any alarms to them. Greg, what the hell is going on? I am losing my mind with this case. I am too. Not because of this case, just in general. But I know we will crack it. Robert Orthos drowned to death when his lungs filled with water in the river. No sign of foul play was discovered then. There's a huge possibility that another victim exists and is probably heavily injured. Mr. Harold Gibson says that he stabbed the undead Robert 3 times as the sword got stuck in him on the third attack. This contradicts the 2 stab wounds on the dead body. So clearly the first one was that previous victim, as mentioned. Robert Orthos' body was stabbed twice. He was also embalmed, so there shouldn't have been that much blood since when he was stabbed. Robert's death was confirmed when the priest showed his brain in a jar, which he had taken out as tradition of the Orthos family. Robert was against the brain tradition at first, but was more accepting of it since a couple of years ago. It wasn't for his wife, as it was buried with the body later. He has a twin. The decorative sword, which was the murder weapon, was Robert's retirement gift from the army after an injury put him out of commission for months. Robert did not like talking about his army life much, and many people who had known him prior to meeting Joan claimed that he was a changed, better man. Robert's personality before meeting Joan was strong-headed and aggressive, which is why he had registered in the army. The coffin doesn't have any damage despite the strong lightning strike that broke through the roof. The coffin is a part of the funeral package. The priest made another same coffin after he received an anonymous letter along with the payment, which he sent this morning and put the letter in a shelf. The address where the coffin was sent to is a child care center. The letter specified that they wanted a coffin exactly like the one Joan's husband had. The couple volunteered at the daycare center after Joan tried to kill herself. Her family don't know about it because of the strained relationship with her father. Robert was trying to take over the company by sending letters to the partners and coercing the employees who complained to the secretary about it. The coffin was sent to the daycare center under Robert's name, where it was picked up by someone unknown. The Gibson's employees also used the daycare center. The bad lightning shows some spots of the brain in a jar darker than normal. The new bungee jumping trend is dangerous and reckless. Please do not attempt it under any circumstances. Fire department. There's a complaint letter here about rats hiding in the ceiling. Medical supplies is fully stocked. Medical supplies are not fully stocked. The broken window has some white powder on it. It seems the sunlight is making it smoke. That white powder sparked flashily when Greg put it on the embers of the fire. Dark clouds have been appearing lately, but there is no indication of any rain yet. Warning, try to avoid strong light after being in the dark as you can go temporarily blind. I can't get this itch off my mind that I have seen that kid before in my life. I know that face. Oh wait, right, gotta talk to Polly. How's the investigation going? I don't think I can find anything more without tearing this place apart. Can I tear this place apart? I'll tear you apart if you keep this up. Let's regroup with Tira and exchange information. Oh, great god or goddess! We dare not assume your gender. Can you give us salvation? The hell is he doing? I think this is his way of praying to solve the case for him. I wonder if God doesn't listen to his prayers. Damn it! Even praying doesn't work. Do I need to sacrifice Greg to God to get some answers? Couldn't hurt to try. Hell yeah! We'll get the sacrificial dagger. Stop messing around. What the hell are we going to do? Can't prove it was not an undead. they'll have us guard the cemeteries and other funerals with crosses and holy water. Can't go through all that again. I remember now. Your part-time night job in the cemetery. Me and Dreg screaming from the shadows.
Wait, that was you guys? You're the reason I thought I would be dragged to hell that night.
Oops. We didn't tell you about it?
I don't think we did. Damn. Even the hospital search turned out nothing. Does the culprit have his own clinic or something?
The nearest hospital is actually pretty far on foot. I'm thinking the culprit actually may have died on the way.
It would take forever to find the body if that's true, as this place is surrounded by trees and is prone to flooding.
Honestly, who tries to kill someone this way? This case feels like an elaborate stunt or dare gone wrong.
Huh. Wait, you're right. Why would someone go through the trouble? Polly, you're so busy about the who and the what, you never asked the question, why?
Why? Oh! Why did someone try to kill Mr. Gibson? What purpose did that serve?
The only two people with the motive are Robert and Joan. Robert's dead, though.
That leaves Joan. I know they hate each other, but not enough to kill him, right?
Joan feels more like she wanted to distance herself from Mr. Gibson and his wealth. Killing him would do her no good.
Then what about that sister, Dahlia? She invited them to the funeral, right? Nah, I talked to her and she didn't seem the scheming type. Besides, this was done with planning, and not blind rage or anger.
Then that only leaves the son, Ryan. He had the assets, time, and money to pull it off. And a motive. The estate. Mr. Gibson kicked Joan out of it and his will 5 years ago. Think he feared she would be brought back?
Fear? No. Wasn't the old man already fixated on it? Came to the funeral with that goal in mind, right?
Not to mention those letters. They matched the one sent to the priest. It was his secretary who revealed the coercion. Ryan forced his secretary to lie. And that actually makes sense. So, he tried to kill his own father before his sister would become part of the estate. This seems plausible, right? I think so too. Probably hired some assassin to pull it off. But we don't have any proof, though.
Ugh. If it is a professional assassin, then finding him would be hard, even if he's seriously injured.
And in the roof above us, listening to us talking about capturing him. Damn it, God! Why must the rich get away with everything? What do they have on you?
Wait a second. The assassin knew about the child care center, right? Why did he know?
Robert and Joan kept it a secret, right? Ryan wouldn't have known about it unless he's been keeping tabs on his sister.
Ha! That's true, then he's a scumbag. That guy will never find true love like I did.
True love. Robert and Joan. Fulfilling relationship. A family. Special bond. Soulmates. When you have generational wealth, you'll find many people claiming to be your soulmate, but reality is often different. Sounds like you experienced a few soulmates yourself. Not just him. I've had a few bad relationships myself, so I know why Father thought that way. Soulmates. State. Fake relationships. Gibson's death. Joan's expulsion.
Greg?
Letters. Illiterate. Coercion. Employees. Few months holiday.
He's almost there. He's almost at the answer.
Daycare. 5 years. Brain. Retirement? Liar. Liar. Liar! He was not lying. Holy hell. He was not freaking lying at all. Alright. What do you need from me? I didn't even explain.
How long have we known you? Spell it out. What do you need?
I both need you to go pick something up. Tira, the person I want you to pick up is an ex-employee of the station.
Seriously? That guy?
Okay. Damn. Shouldn't have agreed to read this readily. Polly, the person I want you to pick up is probably at the daycare center. Okay. What do they look like? I'm not sure, but if I remember reading Robert's diary correctly, his face is something. That'll make your head scratch. Welcome to my funeral. Well, to be honest, it's a practice funeral for when my time comes.
Are you dying or something?
Nope, I just hope to die someday.
Hell, aren't you supposed to be working on the case?
My funeral is a part of the process to solve this case. How is this a part of the process? I'm trying to see if I can become an undead as well. Huh? Why do you want to be an undead? Because the undead are emotionless and do not feel anything. I see it as an upgrade to my current way of life. Because all I feel is pain. Being an undead is so much better. Phew. How was that? Imagine this music playing while your body sits in that coffin. I love it. Also, this music is known to make people emotional. There will be more tears than usual at your funeral. If by tears, you mean tears of joy, then it's plausible. Huh? Sure, but
It's happening again!
Heavens forbid! What is even going on?
Nothing? Nothing happened.
Of course not. The darkness appearing was simply a coincidence. Coincidence? What you saw, or I guess you did see, was a cloud. It was simply a dark cloud passing by. If you'd read today's newspaper, you would have known about it.
But then, that lightning.
Ah, about that. You see... Hello, Dreg. Heavens forbid! It's the devil! Very funny.
Found this guy trying to mate a duck with a snake and a rat in some weird science lab. I'm gonna call it a platypus.
Begone, devil! I cast you out of this church! First of all, you called me here. Secondly, the church is equivalent to my parents' home, so... I said begone! Wow. Really, Dreg? That was rude.
Yeah, he really is the devil!
Run for your lives! Relax. The lightning that you saw was this white powder's reaction to force and heat. Magicians use this all the time.
Wait, so he's not the devil?
Oh, he is. What you saw wasn't God's judgment, but a simple trick timed to the dark clouds. So, the lightning strike was a fake? Yes, a clever trick. Similar to the one done with... the letters. Letters? You mean from 5 years ago?
Did you find out who wrote those letters and framed Bobby?
Letter from 5 years ago matches in handwriting and make use of paper to the one sent to the priest to make another coffin. What? Are you sure? Yes, the same handwriting and paper was also used to fool the daycare center where the second coffin was sent to.
Daycare center? Why'd they send it to that place? I don't know anyone there.
Joan will explain later. More importantly, all incidents surrounding Robert were done by one person. Who dared to disrupt this? Hey. I know you're in the zone or whatever, but why am I here? Jeez, patience is not your virtue. I am the devil, right? I don't have any virtues to speak of. That's true. The reason I called you here is because, other than being a mortician, you are also a psychologist. You do psychology, right? The study of brains. Simple way to put it, but yes. Why, do you have a patient for me? Yep, here we go. Your patient is this brain in a jar. You do know that psychology involves having the patient alive, right? I know. I simply want to take a look at this brain and find out if anything is wrong with it. I think it would be easier to call the dead guy's soul and talk to him instead.
That's what I suggested. The Dreg said it isn't here.
Just trust me on this one. You know I don't ask for things unless there's some validity to it, right? Fine, but you will owe me one, Dreg. Is that a deal? A deal with the devil? Sure. What could go wrong? I accept.
Dreg!
Too late, Officer Tira. Now, let's take a look. What exactly should I be looking for, Dreg? Darkened spots. I want you to look at them. Oh, I think I get what you meant now. So, am I right? Yep, the person whose brain this is had an ischemic stroke about more than 5 years ago. What? I knew it. A stroke can cause various changes in the brain, which is why people who knew him from 5 years ago
found him different from before. Everyone assumed it was because he met Joan. What? My brother had a stroke? How did this happen?
Wow, really? It's just injury? He was injured when he was in the army, right? Reports didn't specify the location of the injury, but it was probably on his head. Huh? Some injuries can cause strokes? The brain or its arteries are hurt? And yes, an ischemic stroke happens when blood doesn't reach a certain part of the brain.
So, the Bobby I knew was not the real Bobby?
Depends. The person's hand is cut off, so he stopped being that person. The Robert you knew was real good. That injury had changed him permanently. There was no going back.
Hey, so my brother, he died in the army then, right? Spiritually.
Did Robert forget you or stop caring for you?
No, I don't think so.
Then you have your answer. But hold on. What does this have to do with the letters? Whoever sent those letters in his name to your partners probably looked into his past just like you did.
The culprit, not knowing he had changed, sent the letters and faked the coercion to incriminate him and break your family.
And they succeeded.
What the hell? Why did anyone go through all this? Unless
you're thinking the right thing. This was, and is also now, always have been, about the estate. All of this was done for the huge generational wealth you are so proud of, Mr. Gibson. Wait a second. Robert being framed, Joan being kicked out of the estate, the plan to kill me. Ryan, did you? Of course not. I would never do such horrendous things to you two. Never said it was your son, Mr. Gibson. Huh? Although, saying he is not involved is wrong too. What? What are you talking about? I was never involved in a single thing. I'm not talking about a thing. I'm talking about a who. Huh? Hey, you better come out now. If you're alive, that is.
Looks like God's not interested in facing you, Dreg.
I'm not calling out to God. I am. Let me show you. Okay, right, the rat's in the ceiling. Alright, that was your last warning. Take this! False lightning strike! What? That must be the rope you used to bungee up and down from there. Now come out before I... Wait, I'm coming down. Yeah. Nice and easy. I know you have some wounds from Mr. Gibson's attack. Ah! Ladies and gentlemen, I would like you to meet our killer, also known as the secretary of Ryan Gibson. Sandra? Is that really you? Sounds like our wounds opened up. I'll take care of it. Seems you had some first aid done. I know. He stole items from the embalming room. There were supplies missing from the medicine cabinet there. I knew because the priest said it was fully stocked. You don't have to say anything without a lawyer present. You have rights.
Eh? Really? Hey, stop interfering.
That's okay. I was half expecting her to turn up dead from blood loss, so it doesn't matter if she speaks or not. I'm done. Try to get up now. Sandra, what the hell is going on? Did you really try to kill Dad? Pretty obvious at this point. I'm sure if someone checks the ceiling, they'll find Robert's zombie costume and makeup.
You're the one who said that Robert was coercing our employees, right? I remember yelling at you.
That she did. You're all bravely asking, why would a secretary do all this? Why? The answer lies in something you told me, Mr. Gibson. Ryan, you said you met someone who you thought was your soulmate but didn't work out because he was really after your... Yes, that's correct. I know what you're getting at.
Ryan.
5 years ago, I had relations with Sandra.
What, Ryan? Ryan, you finally admitted it.
But we broke things off years ago, Sandra. We're not even married. Why do you think you'll get the estate? I'm pretty sure I know.
Stop.
There's something you wanted. Something so badly you wanted a fake reason to get it.
Please, no.
All you had to do was appear a tragic employee that got caught in the crossfire between family members so you can have it.
Shut up. Don't say anything anymore.
You needed this thing to hide the truth. A thing you couldn't normally get unless it caused significant mental trauma. Extended leave for a few months. That's what you wanted, right?
Shut up.
Huh? Why would she need that many? I found him. Huh? Found who?
Is it just me, or does he look like...
Oh, God. Huh? Why is everyone reacting this way? Who is this?
Brian, why are you here? Hey, look at me. You have nothing to fear, okay? Okay.
Name Brian. Age 5 years old. Mother Sandra. As for the father... But father? His father is me?
Yeah.
Sandra got pregnant 5 years ago. She hid it by going on that extended leave for a few months when her stomach was growing.
But why? Why'd she hide it?
Ryan broke things off with her because she was after his money. He would have accepted the kid, but not her. So she decided to raise the kid in secret. Make sure he grows up attached to her so that Ryan will be forced to marry her. You would go that far? There was a problem. The daycare where she would leave Brian, Robert worked there too. Robert never met Sandra, but he could see the resemblance to his brother-in-law.
The diary. Bobby mentioned seeing a kid's face before somewhere, but he couldn't remember.
Miss Sandra, I am arresting you for the attempted murder of Mr. Gibson a few days ago. Polly? A few days ago, Robert found some wounds on Brian. He wanted to go to the cops. But the others suggested talking to the mother first.
Brian?
Hey, I'm with you, remember?
Yes.
Can you tell me about where Robert met your mom?
They met on a bridge next to a river. Wait, does that mean...
Brian told me everything. Robert confronted Sandra about the injuries on Brian. Sandra tried to threaten him to back away by saying she worked for the Gibsons. However, it backfired. Robert was finally able to connect the dots and realize that Brian is Ryan's son. Sandra panicked when she realized who Robert was. The plan would be exposed. Brian was not ready yet for her to come out. So she...
No. But Bobby was nice. He's the only one who looks out for me. So I stand for him. Mother...
Brian,
Mother pushed him off the bridge when his back was turned. So what if I did? Ryan, look at me. Look at me. I'm the mother of your child.
Sandra, you killed Robert. Tried to kill my dad. You even hurt your own child.
No, we both a lot. I did not do anything to him.
Sandra, you're the reason. You're the one who made all those students reject Ryan, aren't you?
Yes. Why would Ryan need anyone when he has me? You delusional woman. You killed my brother over some money? Shut up. Little money? You can spend as much gold as I weigh every day and still have enough for 2 more lifetimes. What's the value of a human life to you? Brian. Oh, hell no. Don't you dare approach him. Brian's the child Bobby died protecting. I'll send you to the grave before I even let you touch a strand of his delicate hair.
I think you knocked her out.
Whoa, Brian. Your auntie's kind of a badass. She protected me? Miss Sandra, you are hereby under arrest for the attempted murder of Mr. Gibson and the murder of Mr. Robert Orthos. You have the right to remain silent, though you are already kind of silent from being knocked out. Hello, my name is Ryan. I'm your father.
We would like you to come with us.
You idiot. When you speak that way, it sounds like you're trying to kidnap him. Kidnap?
That's not what I meant. I just wanted to ask.
Wow, you both suck at this. How long has it been since you were even near a kid before?
When you two were kids?
Seriously? I guess I'll have to... Move aside, everyone. I got this. Hey, I'm Bobby's sister, Delilah. Bobby's sister? Now, what would Bobby say to you crying over nothing? Relax, everyone here is your friend. Except maybe that priest. It is. He has fight clubs in here.
I can assure you, I am not holding fight clubs in here. Unless you're interested in participating.
I'm shady. Real shady. Anyway, Brian, your father's not trying to scare or hurt you. He just doesn't know how to approach you considering what you've been through. Really?
Yes, Brian, I am so sorry. I really didn't know.
Why are you sorry for something you didn't know about?
That...
Kid's good. Brian, point at him and laugh.
Jeez, you guys. Thank you, Miss Delilah.
No problem. Just make sure Brian grows up to be a good kid. For my brother.
I'll need some help. Maybe you can help me connect.
You have 2 seconds to rephrase that.
I mean, Brian! Help me connect with Brian like you did now, from time to time.
Oh, my. Do I see some sparks?
Jojo,
Let's talk later, alright? Right now, I just want to see where this goes. Alright, kid, you just hit the lottery. Your dad's rich as a king and feeling guilty. Ask for anything you want. Then, can I get some candy? Never let me try it.
Sure. We can buy you a candy store.
Store? Wow. No wonder rich kids grow screwed up. He asked for a handful of candy, dude. It's going to be a lot of work.
I see. Alright, sure. Let's talk later. It's getting interesting for me, too.
What are you looking at, Dreg? Some people's second chance to make things right. That's funny. I didn't know you believed in second chances. Considering that you're not giving one to my father. Your father, similar to Brian's mother, too far gone, thinks of no one but himself. How would you know? Never met him. I've met the type too many times. You've met some too, I'm sure. I don't know why you can't see it. Unlike you, I don't need him emotionally. I need him to complete his work and bring balance to this world. Lucifer, the only thing that awaits this world if he comes here It's Armageddon. Look at this world, Dreg. Split timelines, a dead divine, split into two broken divines. This world is already dying. You know what? You're right. We still don't know anything about my father, the great divine, Void. What are you getting at? So why don't we meet him in person? We can go visit him right now. Don't forget, you still owe me for that brain scan. Relax, he's too powerful to pass through this tiny gate. I know you can anchor yourself here in case of danger and come back. So, what do you say? Let's both put our theories to test, shall we?
Alright.
Huh? Really? I would need to convince you more considering how strong he is. Still don't get it. I'm afraid of him coming to this world, not because I fear him. Huh? You don't fear him? I'm afraid what your mother will become after she faces him. And I can assure you, winning a scorned lover always ends in disaster. Huh? Come on. Can't be that bad, right? Right? You really have to ask? Then you really don't know your mother. Yeah. Now let's go. Meet my wife's ex-boyfriend, the Divine Void. A void in my heart. Okay. Links in the description.